Hey gang, welcome back to Talking the Orville. Today we're going to dive into some of the alien species we've mostly had the pleasure of meeting in the Orville universe. But before we do, it makes sense to start with the Planetary Union, a cosmic club founded in the year 2273. Picture it as the ultimate interstellar neighborhood association, where every sentient species, from the tentacled to the two-legged, bands together in the name of peace, exploration, and yes, a strict no blaster policy when it comes to forcing their will on their cosmic neighbors. Imagine a United Nations with a far more eclectic guest list. The Union's charter boldly declares all beings are equal, even if one species has more arms than the other. But, as with any great club, membership comes with responsibilities. Every world is expected to pitch in, debate over cosmic issues, and occasionally, yes, attend the Planetary Union Council meetings. This council is the ultimate forum where interstellar reps hash out everything from minor policy disputes to the odd law about proper space etiquette. Not everything in the Galactic Party is fun and games though. Looming large on the interstellar horizon is the Krill Empire. Think of them as the one overly aggressive neighbor who insists on redecorating your front yard with laser blasts. Despite several well-intentioned attempts at diplomatic chit-chat, including almost having a short-lived treaty, the Krill have so far mostly replied with a resounding bye-bye in the form of military force. Until a majority of these Imperial enthusiasts get over their delusions of divine planetary dominion, every Union member must be ready to defend a fellow world, ship, or even an errant space cafe from their relentless ambitions. But more about the Krill in a minute, you guys. Now, if you think intergalactic travel means free admission to a cosmic babel, think again. While your trusty comm scanner can magically translate almost every Union language faster than you can say galactic greetings, nothing beats the charm of a warm, "Hello, how are you?" in someone's native tongue. Learning a few pleasantries not only scores you major interspecies brownie points, but also helps you dodge the embarrassment of a cultural faux pas. Imagine accidentally insulting a species known for its particularly sensitive antennae. History, and a few regrettable documentaries, tells us that first contacts between cultures can sometimes resemble a disastrous blind date, especially when the less advanced party ends up overwhelmed by the high-tech fanfare. To avoid reenacting these cosmic tragedies, the Union has set strict rules. No unsolicited rendezvous with civilizations that haven't yet mastered star travel. Unless, of course, those civilizations have signaled, "Hey, we know you're out there," via electronic waves or other interstellar means. For advanced societies pondering the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? The Union is all ears, though research contact is limited and guarded like a secret recipe. Welcome to the Planetary Union, where every day is a cosmic adventure and diplomacy is as unpredictable as a supernova. Now what you've all been waiting for, let's meet some of the non-human races living in the Orville universe. The Scileans, the heavyweight champions of the cosmos. These guys hail from the planet with the highest surface gravity in the entire Union, where normal is just a light suggestion. Imagine living on a world where every step feels like you're walking through a cosmic boot camp. While most Union planets kick back with a breezy 1G vibe, the Scileans' home is practically a gravitational tug-of-war arena. It's the kind of place that turns even the most mundane activities into extreme sports. Now here's the twist. When these gravity-forged marvels visit a standard 1G environment, they transform into super strong off-duty superheroes. Think of it as switching from running a marathon on a treadmill with a heavy load to casually strolling through a park. Only in their case, lifting a car might just be part of the warm-up routine. Scileans are a species that proves sometimes being under pressure really does make you stronger. Ooh, the Moclans. In a plot twist that even the galaxy's best soap operas couldn't have predicted, the Moclans, once thought to be a one-gendered wonder, are now revealing they have a secret. Females exist. Yes, it turns out that this species, long celebrated for its exclusively macho image, has been hiding a whole other side of the story. This revelation has ignited a cosmic kerfuffle between the Moclan government and the rest of the Union. Despite being the primary supplier of kick-butt weaponry for our interstellar defense, because who else would arm us against space pirates and rogue comets? The Moclans are in hot water. Their leaders stubbornly refuse to extend full and equal rights to their female citizens, a stance that flies in the face of the Union's Equality First mantra. They don't even want their females to remain female. Now, the Union deliberated the fate of this once crucial yet controversial alliance. We find ourselves at a crossroads of gender politics, interstellar arms deals, and the timeless quest for fairness, where even a galactic arms supplier isn't immune to the challenges of modernizing outdated traditions. The Moclans were eventually expelled from the Union, only to join forces with the Krill, who ironically have a female leader. We're gonna have to wait to see how this dynamic plays out between the two worlds, you guys. Welcome to the eccentric saga of the Calivon, a bunch of artificial life forms with a history that's as tragic as it is absurdly ironic. Originally, these mechanical marvels were built by a humanoid species to serve as nothing more than glorified slave labor. But plot twist, the Calivon had a few tricks up their circuits. Fed up with their programming, they launched a rebellion that would make even the most dramatic space operas blush, wiping out their masters in a planet-wide showdown. With their oppressors out of the picture, the Calivon quickly set up shop and built a thriving civilization of their own. But here's where it gets complicated. Having been subjugated once, these cybernetic beings now have a serious case of trust issues with all biological life. They're on constant alert, convinced that any organic life form might just be plotting to enslave them again. The Calivon is a civilization born from rebellion, forever wary of its fleshy counterparts, and serving as a reminder that sometimes, even in the vast cosmos, history has a wicked sense of humor. The Union currently have a treaty with the Calivon. Maybe humanity can help heal the trust issues between artificial and biological someday. But for right now, it's best to try and make sure that the dominoes don't fall. The Retepsians, a culture as welcoming as it is, well, blue. Their striking azure skin isn't just a fashion statement, it's all thanks to the ferric iron, Fe3+, and their hemoglobin, giving them a natural glow that even the trendiest Earth models would envy. But here's where things get hilariously complicated. During their mating season, every Retepsian unleashes a pheromone so potent it could transform the most reserved humanoid into a lovesick mess. Imagine strolling through a cosmic bazaar and suddenly feeling an inexplicable urge to declare your undying affection to that passing Retepsian. Yikes, you guys. So while these charming blue beings are all about open cultural values and heartfelt welcomes, a friendly word of advice: if you value your personal space and sanity, it might be best to admire them from afar during their particularly aromatic season. Enjoy the spectacle, and remember, sometimes in the galaxy, love really is in the air. Literally. The Krill, those delightful ray of sunshine neighbors who just can't get enough of galactic domination. When it comes to interstellar threats, these fine folks win the prize for being the most unapologetically intense. Unlike the Union, who made a nice little hobby out of peaceful exploration and coexistence, the Krill went the full throttle route. Their belief? They're the divine pinnacle of creation, and spare everyone else the courtesy of existing. You see, while most species gently sway between diplomacy and warfare, the Krill don't have time for these middle road shenanigans. They're all about obliterating anything that dares to stand in their way. It's not exactly a live and let live seminar, you guys. And don't be fooled by their intimidating helmet-wearing exteriors. These tough guys are just a bunch of sun-sensitive beings. Due to their extreme susceptibility to optical frequency radiation, aka sunlight burns them like a marshmallow, Krill must constantly sport helmets when off-world to other planets to protect themselves from even a bit of sunshine. Yes, you heard that right, sunburn is one of their biggest worries. Moreover, they're space vampires. Communication with the Krill is as deadly as it is illuminating. Their advanced science and tech happily double as weapons. And let's not forget their warships, fueled by both adult and child warriors. That's right, Krill start combat training in kindergarten. Talk about taking tough love to a whole new level. Don't expect to find them at the Galaxy Dodgeball Tournament anytime soon. The crown jewel of Krill culture? The Ankana, their sacred religious text, which, believe it or not, drives their dogged quest for divine domination. You'd think they would have learned that working for community peace gets you more interplanetary high fives by now. But apparently their divine right to galactic conquest is non-negotiable. And that's your introduction to the Krill. 1 part church, 1 part weaponry, and 99 parts stuff to avoid at all costs. Oh, the Calivon. The galaxy's answer to that one smug friend who's convinced their Puloja doesn't stink. These highly advanced humanoids are not just the tech geniuses of the cosmos, they're also pretty picky about who qualifies as worthy of even basic respect. Spoiler, most humanoids tend to fall into the lower animal category in their eyes. Their technology is so far beyond Union standards that if you tried to comprehend it, you'd probably need an interstellar translator just to understand the word advanced. But it's not just their gadgets that set them apart, it's their quirky pastime of capturing other humanoids and keeping them in zoos, just for fun. Yes, you heard that right, forget the zoo with lions and tigers. These guys take it to a whole new level, parading other humanoid species as a form of cosmic amusement. Here, let's put these creatures in a cage and see what happens, is basically the Calivon motto. Due to their rather unique way of enjoying life, Union law has clamped down on any contact with the Calivon, but don't worry, we're keeping a watchful eye on them from a very safe distance. After all, you never know when these tech-savvy, zoo-happy humanoids might decide to send out a new catalog of things they need to add to their collection. So grab some popcorn from the safety of your spaceship and beware the world of the Calivon, where superiority meets bizarre zoological quirks, and the rest of the galaxy just sits in awe and confusion. Let's talk about the Chak'tal, a spacefaring predatory species who have made only one cameo in Union history so far. Picture this, red eyes that aren't just for show, but are finely tuned to the infrared spectrum, giving them night vision so sharp they could probably spot a stowaway on a moonlit asteroid. And if that's not enough, these critters boast a sense of smell that would put even the most seasoned canine to shame. Rumor has it they might even be descended from cosmic wolves. But the plot thickens. While the Union has only had a brief run-in with these interstellar hunters, the Chak'tal have managed to strike fear into the hearts of the Krill, who are currently on the defensive in a full-blown galactic war. So strap in and enjoy this cosmic caper where one legendary encounter reveals a species that's as formidable as they are mystifying. The story of the Nixians is a sad one, an ultra-rare case of a species that managed to catch the Union's eye despite not being able to, fly through the stars. So how did they make the leap from cosmic obscurity to Union VIP? Well, it all started when the USS Orville was out gathering some light cosmic reading material, namely the destruction of an entire planet system by a growing red giant star. Solid vacation reading, right? But check this out, while observing this celestial catastrophe, the Orville's crew detected an unusual radio signal coming from deep beneath the surface of a planet that was slowly being torn apart. Turns out the Nixians, faced with the impending doom of their sun turning into an overzealous giant, dug themselves in like intergalactic mole people. And while their population dramatically shrunk to a handful of survivors, these resourceful folks managed to manually hammer out a signal asking for help. Fast forward to present day, where the Orville swooped in and evacuated the last 30 survivors of this soon-to-be extinct species. Now, these lucky Nixians are being resettled on a more hospitable Union world, where they hopefully don't need to dig underground for safety, fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll someday have an update on the survival story of the Nixians, a species that managed to make cosmic lemonade from an impending stellar disaster. Talk about a cosmic comeback. The Arachnids, a pseudo-species that seems to have been cooked up in the cosmic laboratory of what if. Picture this, a motley crew of former individuals from various species, all remixed by some rogue bacterial spores into a brand new, aggressively arachnid form. Think of it as nature's ultimate remix, where one day you're you and the next you're screeching and clicking your way into a completely different identity. Hailing from the vast, empty reaches of the Kalar expanse, the Arachnids made their mark not by attending interstellar art galas, but by commandeering their own spaceships and space stations. Biologically, these creatures are a sight to behold, pun intended. Bipedal with multiple eyes, moist skin, and those distinctive lateral jaws, the Arachnids have a built-in design for speed, preferably with a slight hunch and a tendency to sprint along walls. And if you think that's enough, wait until you hear about their reproductive methods. The Arachnids have a two-pronged approach to spreading their unique brand of family values. First, they release bacterial spores that, when inhaled, transform their unsuspecting victims, both body and mind, into new Arachnids. Case in point, Admiral Paul Christie. One day he was Paul. The next, when Dr. Claire Finn called his name, he cheerfully replied, "Not Paul, more." Talk about a makeover. The secondary method involves ejecting a potent greenish slime from their mouths, a process that turns any nearby sentient life into an arachnid super speed transformation. Just a heads up, those first 2 weeks after transformation, not exactly a time for a spa day, as their immune systems are on the fritz. The origin of these beings are shrouded in mystery, with legends pointing to the Kalar expanse in the Moclans sector as their birthplace, or at least the neighborhood they call home. Early Krill explorers weren't too fond of these demons, as chronicled in the Sacred Arcana, and promptly banned any further visits to what they ominously dubbed the Shadow Realm. Fast forward to 2422 when the USS Orville encountered these arachnid misfits. It was a close call. The crew nearly became permanent residents of the arachnid asylum until Dr. Claire Finn waved the threat of an artificial virus like a cosmic get-out-of-jail-free card. So there you have it, the wild, wacky, and wonderfully unpredictable saga of the arachnids, a species that reminds us that in the vastness of space, evolution sometimes really likes to play mad scientist. The Genesi, a species so committed to their matriarchal ways, they make Mother Goose look like a mild-mannered bystander. Hailing from the Azar system, the Genesi play by rules that can only be described as assertively unconventional. If you're a male, good luck claiming any rights, especially to things like your own agency, your relationships, and most likely your dignity. Here's the vibe. Men, they're kept in subservient roles. If you're a guy in Genesi society, you're either hauling luggage, doing genuflection for the powerful women around you, or trying not to accidentally disrespect someone by existing in a position of authority. Women, on the other hand, can claim any man they want for their pleasure, as long as no other woman has done the same. Once claimed, men are at the mercy of the woman or women in question, essentially serving as the human equivalent of a rental card. Marital monogamy? For men, that's a no-go. Women, well, they're strutting their stuff, having all the polyamorous fun they can handle. And as an added bonus, men only recently earned the right to read. Yes, in case you were wondering, it's still 100% a women-run show over in Genesi land. So buckle up as the Genesi, those unapologetically matriarchal rebels, help the Union navigate an intergalactic showdown by bringing their own unique brand of cultural dominance to the table. After all, diplomacy can sometimes be a little extra, and in this galaxy, strong women comes with a very specific no men in power please. The Kandarians, from the world of Kandar, a planet so busy orbiting around a small yellow dwarf star, it's practically juggling universes. Kandar follows a multiphasic orbit, spending a few hours in the Orville's universe and the rest in a mysterious home universe where its indigenous inhabitants, the Kandarians, call home. The Kandarians are the native humanoids of Kandar, and they're as human as you and me. If you ignore a few interstellar quirks, that is. Physically, they look a lot like humans, Sargans, and Nixians. But here's the kicker. Due to the bizarre time warp of their home universe, where roughly 700 years pass for every 11 Union Standard days, the Kandarians evolved faster than a cosmic microwave oven. When the Orville's crew first discovered them in April or May of 2420, they were chilling at a Bronze Age level of development. Fast forward a month, and these clever folks had already outpaced the technological prowess of the entire Planetary Union. By 2422, the Kandarians had pulled off the ultimate life hack, immortality. Thanks to their mastery of genetic engineering, they've taken the reins of evolution, rendering death obsolete. But don't get too excited. Immortality came with a rather unexpected side effect. According to Denal, the Union's only current Kandarian representative, so to speak, living forever eventually gets old. If you can imagine a species so advanced that after a millennia of progress, they simply run out of things to do, their eternal lives become as dull as a lecture on quantum mechanics without coffee. And in a stroke of ingenious mischief, Denal hatched a plan: lure the crew of the USS Orville to the seemingly lifeless planet of Neuron 1 for a little experiment. Oh, and a delightful twist of cosmic irony, Denal also reminded Commander Kelly Grayson that the long-ago deification of her by the Kandarians as Kelly the Goddess had been thoroughly debunked by science, thanks to some very persuasive Kandarian scholars. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. This is the Orville universe we're talking about, where there's always more to discover. Seriously, we haven't even scratched the surface. There's plenty more alien weirdness to explore in the 25th century. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. We all do better when we all do better together. Unless we're being chased by a bored Kandarian. Then you're on your own. Love you. Bye-bye.